give you a little rundown of what that was that you just saw. So I'll show you the incline. Starting position. About a half an inch above the chest. You can see, got a little wear on the rack right here. And what this was, goofy as it may seem, scrape the rack incline press. Now, I first did scrape the rack stuff. I tried it when I read a T-Nation article about, 6 years ago or so, when John Meadows did scrape the rack overhead press. If people have some shoulder pain or shoulder discomfort when doing overhead pressing, he said it's a good alternative to continue overhead pressing to alleviate some of that pain. Now, my theory behind this obviously is because it doesn't place so much stress on your rotator cuff, because one of the primary functions of the rotator cuff is to stabilize the shoulder joint. So if I'm doing a very shoulder dominant press like this, whether it's incline, or in my case I was doing a pretty nice, check out the incline there, I'm sorry. I think I just said incline or incline. Either way, my shoulder was feeling, not gonna say it was hurt, it's not tweaky or anything, but it just sore. Sore from doing pressing every single day and just doing all this other type of stuff, everything that I do every single day, so that I can get super warm and super ready to press pain-free. And my shoulder was still pretty tight after warming up for about a half an hour. So I was actually initially going to do bent over rows again, like I did the other day. Maybe do a high rep drop set with the easy curl bar, just to keep adding progress with that. But I tried out doing an incline press, scrape the rack, and it was pain-free. So I figured, hey, I mean, my whole goal right now is to press every single day and try to get a stronger overall press, whether it be flat bench, close grip, bench, decline bench, incline bench, and overhead press. So, as you guys know, I always preach that specificity is king of gains. So if I want to get better at pressing, I should press. And I'm pressing all these different patterns because, yes, it's not going to have perfect carryover. Like a scrape the rack incline press is not going to have perfect carryover to even an incline press. Nonetheless, an overhead press or a flat bench press or even a decline press. But it still is going to work your triceps tremendously. If you haven't tried it, it works your pecs. It takes a lot of stress off your shoulders. You don't feel it nearly as much in your shoulders as you do a conventional incline press, but you feel it a lot in your chest and your pec major. So again, if you guys watch my channel because obviously you want to see intensity, but you know, I try to teach things as I go as well. So if you have tweaky shoulders and you find that overhead pressing doesn't feel good and incline pressing doesn't feel good, but flat bench feels good or decline bench feels good, and that's the situation I was in for the longest time. That's why I only did decline, was because of my shoulder pain. But obviously a decline bench press, like the bar path of that, is substantially different than obviously an overhead press, flat bench. So the carryover is very, very poor. This is just something to try. I really like doing it, especially for high reps. Like you feel a pec pump. And like I said, it takes some of that stability factor out of it, which makes it a tad bit easier on your shoulders, but it's not like using a Smith machine, right? You still have to stabilize. The bar still moves any which direction if you're not pushing into the rack. So if you guys have tried it, leave a comment below so that the other people that are unfamiliar with it get a better idea of a more well-rounded idea of how it feels. Or if you haven't tried it, try it out. And I'm really going to keep incorporating this. I'm just going to keep alternating presses every single day. So stay tuned.